friends. I am finally getting around to doing an all about my tattoos video. I'm so excited to show you guys my tattoos and just talk a little bit more about them. And I do just want to put a little disclaimer out there, and I understand that not everyone likes tattoos and not everyone is going to accept them or think that they're pretty or think that they're cool. Just like I respect other people's opinions to not have tattoos, please respect my opinions and decisions to have tattoos. So with that, we shall begin. My first tattoo. I got this one when I was 14 years old. So yes, I was very young. No, I do not regret any of my tattoos. To this day, I still love them all. The first tattoo I got on my foot. It's a heart and it says equality in the heart on the side of it. The reason behind this tattoo is a very meaningful tattoo to me. It is for one of my very good friends who did take his own life, and he did struggle with being bullied, and that's something that I do hold really dear to my heart. In general, I think if you are a human, you should believe in equality. Pain-wise, I was terrified. I had heard that the foot was one of the most painful places. I think because I hyped it up so much being painful, it really wasn't that bad. Like, seriously, 6 out of 10. The second tattoo I ever got was Let It Be. And the meaning behind this guy is pretty simple. Let it be. Beatles song. As someone who struggles with anxiety, I think letting it be, it seems simple, but it's not. That is just a fun little tattoo. And I got this tattoo, I believe, when I was 15 years old. Pain-wise, piece of cake. Literally a 3 out of 10. It took about like 2 minutes to do, so I could barely feel it. Very good spot. I thought it was gonna be painful, but it really wasn't. The tattoo is on my ribs. I'll show you guys right now. It is Roman numerals, and it is my dad's birthday. Of course, the meaning behind that, me and my dad are like best friends, and yeah, I don't think that there really has to be an explanation behind that. Fourth tattoo. This tattoo is probably my favorite tattoo out of all my tattoos. Now I'm a warrior. I don't know if you guys know, but Demi Lovato is my hero, is my idol. I could make a video about her alone, talking about how much she means to me. I got this a year exactly after I chose recovery and really truly committed to recovery. And I see this every single day, and it just reminds me that I am a freaking warrior, and it motivates me on my bad days and it makes me smile on my good days. Please go listen to that song and you'll understand why I got this tattoo. Fifth tattoo is my half sleeve tattoo right here. I will tell you guys a little bit about this. So as you can see, I have 3 roses on this. I have a big rose up here, a rose behind there, and a rose right there. Really nothing sentimental behind it or anything other than the fact that I just honestly love roses. The mandala that goes in the middle here, that kind of part right there, it goes onto my bicep right here. Every single mandala is unique, which is awesome. So like the meaning of mandalas, I think that they're absolutely beautiful, and I just think it looks pretty rad in there and pretty cool. So that is that. The clock that you see right here is a pocket watch, and the time is set at around almost 10:30. I didn't get it exactly at 10:30 because of the number, but the meaning behind that is I was born on June 5th at 10:30 a.m. and I am a firm believer in Zodiac and Gemini and all of that astrology stuff. This was about 5 sessions, and I did the sessions in about 4-hour intervals. Pain-wise, it was kind of weird because there was parts that didn't hurt at all, and then there was parts where I felt like it was scraping my bone, and I literally just didn't know I didn't know what to do. So the rose up here, oh yeah, it has flowers, little leaves at the back as well. You guys can see that. And this didn't hurt at all. I was like, this is a piece of cake. Clock, this stuff back here, and then the ditch of my arm right here, I actually left like a human chalk mark of sweat because I was just in a lot of pain. So the area like my elbow and just the ditch of my arm area, that was excruciating pain. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and say it didn't hurt, because it did. It was like an 11 out of 10. But this part right here, that wasn't too bad. So my 6th tattoo, it's kind of now a little bit of a half sleeve, but it started out just as a single tattoo, and it is my, I call it my compass mandala. It looks like that. There's not really that big of a sentimental value or a really huge meaning, other than the fact that I did want a compass tattoo, but then I love mandalas so much. I thought, why not get a compass mandala and kind of put the two into one? This did not hurt at all. This was probably a 3 out of 10, I'm gonna say. Yeah, 3 out of 10. For any kind of big piece of artwork, they'll do the outline first in most cases, and then go in and shade it all. So you do have to sit through the tedious line work, and you're like, oh my God, this tattoo is gonna take forever. It's not getting anywhere. But it's worth it. Put in the time, do it, because you'll be happy with the end result, I hope. Recent tattoo is my roses. So got little leaves right here, roses, and then the rose comes up into the ditch of my arm. And then there's a big rose. I mean, why do I keep saying rose? There's a big leaf right there. This tattoo is nothing more than my infatuation with roses, and it is done by the same artist. I don't know if you guys can see that. People ask me why I got them all black, or I have like no color on me, and that is seriously just personal preference. I just like the look of shading tattoos. That's just me. I just don't think color would suit me. I wear a lot of dark colors, kind of like a dark person, mysterious. No, I'm just kidding. But I just like dark colors. That's just how I am, and I think there's nothing more than just personal preference. People sometimes ask me, well, how did you think of this? How did you know what to get? If I get an idea to get a tattoo, I will hold that idea and wait 3 months. In 3 months, I will come back to that idea and be like, okay, Jen, do you still like that? Do you still want that? And then, you know what? Sometimes my mind has changed and I'm like, you know what? I don't really feel like that. I don't really think that's a good idea. Or my ideas might change and I want something different. So I think that it's really important to take your time. You're gonna have your tattoos for a lifetime. It's important not to rush them. Don't just go in. I know, I do this too. And I'm like, oh my God, I want a tattoo. Let's go right now, let's go. I understand that it's super exciting, but this is gonna be on you for the rest of your life, and it's super important to just make sure that they're thought out. As for money, I know that everyone is on a budget and tattoos are so expensive, but this is something that I always tell myself when I get nitpicky about money, or I'm like, oh shit, that's gonna cost a lot of money. Good work is not cheap, and cheap work is not good. That's what I'm just gonna leave it as, and that's something to think about. It is worth all of the money in the world. If you're gonna have it on your body for the rest of your life, going to someone's basement, paying $50 for a tattoo, it being super sketchy is probably not the best. How I deal with people not liking my tattoos, it's not their job to like my tattoos. It's my job to like my tattoos. So if you don't like tattoos, that's okay, because I do believe that some people will not kind of accept what they don't understand, and that's okay. But personally, like I always say this, but some people like to have artwork on their walls. That's cool. Some people like to have artwork on their body, and I think that that should be cool too. It's not for everyone, I understand that, but it is super disrespectful when people, you know, make judgment based on tattoos. There definitely is a stereotype around tattoos, and I think that it is getting better and tattoos are definitely more common, but it is important to let people know that it is your body, it is your rules, it is your choices, and they may not accept them, they might not like them, but that's okay because they don't need to. There's so much greatness that comes out of tattoos, I don't see why anyone would not like them. So tattoos and stretching, I get that a lot because I've definitely, my weight has gone from, my body's changed a lot, let's just say. I have not had any problems whatsoever, and this probably is to do with the placements of my tattoos. I haven't had any problems at all with anything separating or anything changing, so I don't know. So tips that I have for you guys wanting to get tattoos. Tip number 1 would definitely be, don't be afraid to take a break. If you're getting a big job done like this, like obviously for these little things, that took 2 minutes. You're not gonna even have enough time to take a break. But if you're sitting there for like a couple hours, don't be afraid to tell your artist that you need a break, even a 10-minute break. There's nothing wrong with that. Tip number 2 would be, just be patient. the tattoos, especially if it's your first tattoo, when they start out, your body hasn't adjusted to that pain or kind of compensated for that pain. After those first 10 to 15 minutes, those 10 to 15 minutes, yeah, they hurt and your body's like, what the hell is going on? But after those 10 to 15 minutes, it doesn't hurt as badly. I know that's really weird. I don't know how to explain that in a better way other than the fact of hang on and just push through those first 10 to 15 minutes, because the adrenaline will kick into your body and the pain really won't be half as bad. Tip number 3, do not rush healing. I know it's hard. Taking time off from the gym, I mean, just daily life movements and stuff like that. Just don't rush it. You have your whole life ahead of you. A couple days off from the gym will not hurt. I usually take a week off from the gym every time I get a tattoo. Sometimes, depending on the placement, it will only be like a few days, but for anything big like this, and especially when it's in the ditch of your arm, just don't rush the healing. And I think in the long run, that will just help you and it'll help it heal faster and nicer. And I think that's all for kind of aftercare tips. Just take care of them. That's kind of the gist of the tattoos, and there will definitely be more to come. I'm very excited to show you guys all of my tattoos in the future. But those are my tattoos, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That is all. So I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye. Look at the size of it. It's a bear claw.